Now, we have talked about being decisive, being daring, and being dependable. Today, I want to talk with you about being compassionate. I think our family has a history of being compassionate. My grandmother Slater, who was my mother's mother, owned a clothing store. She was a very compassionate lady. If anyone in the community was struggling, she would help them. Often she'd write off their debt that they owed at her store, or she would give clothes to poor families, and she sent help to many in need. It has come down through the generations, and I know many of you are compassionate. I remember watching the Olympic Games, and speed skater Dan Jensen fell twice in the 1988 Olympic race. Mark Arrowhead was a young handicapped boy from Doylestown, Pennsylvania, and he wrote to Dan a letter, and he said, "Dear Dan, I watched you on TV. I am very sorry you fell. I was in the Special Olympics and won 2 gold medals. Before we started the games, we all would say, 'Let me win, but if I can't win, let me be brave in the attempt. I want to give you one of my gold medals because I don't like to see you not get one.'" This handicapped boy was kind and caring, and he was willing to give up one of his treasured medals. That was real compassion. Now, there's a lot of difference between feeling sorry and compassion. Feeling sorry is an emotional response. Compassion is an action response. Feeling sorry just touches your feelings. Compassion engages your will to act. Feeling sorry just looks at the need. Compassion gets involved. That's why I love what some of you do to collect money for the Salvation Army at Christmas. It's a great action step of caring and compassion. Years ago, Princess Diana was introduced to a man with AIDS in Angola. She was on a visit to that country. In a wonderful gesture of compassion, she took off her white glove and shook his hand. Now, you need to know that royal women at the time never took off their gloves in public, but her act showed her compassion, her identification with the man. There's a tremendous amount of self-centeredness in our world. Everyone is focused on their needs and their dreams, but Christ has called us to focus on others. He wants us to look beyond ourselves and see others' needs and be involved in compassionately caring for them. It's very important that you build deliberate acts of compassion into your life. Plan them regularly. If you don't deliberately put them in your schedule, you won't do them. It's so easy to live your life and not spend time helping others. If you would deliberately take 3 or 4 times a year and do something specific, it would raise your compassion level. For example, at Christmas time, buy a gift for a needy child, or ring the bell for the Salvation Army. At Thanksgiving, go serve Thanksgiving at a mission. Maybe find a homeless person and take them some food. There are hundreds of ways to help people. At Easter, deliver a meal to an elderly neighbor or person that you've seen. Or visit a children's hospital and take a toy. Ask your church to help you find needy people to whom you can show compassion. But it will never happen unless you deliberately commit to it. It doesn't have to be the same all the time, but build compassion and caring into your schedule, and God will be pleased. Jesus spoke very clearly about helping people in need. He said, I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came and visited me. Jesus said, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers of mine, you did for me. So when you show compassion and help people, you are really doing it to Jesus. Compassion isn't just a feeling, it's an action. If you're going to be compassionate, you have to actually do something. It's helping those in need. It's deliberately building into your life opportunities to bring hope in the midst of sadness and brokenness. So here's my summary. Number one, reach out to needy people and show love and caring. Number two, do it regularly. Maybe plan on doing it every couple of months or 3 months. Build it into your life so it becomes a part of you. And number three, think about ringing the bell for the Salvation Army.